Hey people, welcome back to the Man Cave and back to the channel. Today we're going to be building a HG Gundam. It is the HG Lightning Zeta Gundam from the Build Fighters series. I picked this one up from Element Games in Stockport. Let's unbox it, make it, and I'll give you my thoughts on the kit. Grab yourself a brew and settle down for this one. Okay, so I picked up this one from Element Games in Stockport. I looked at the box and really fancied the Zeta Gundam design that's on this one. I just was a bit intrigued by it. I've heard some good things about the Build Fighters sets for HG ones, and I figured I'd give it a go. A lot of people swear by the HGs, and I haven't given them enough love really on the channel. So fairly inexpensive, £21.85. I'm pretty sure I can get it cheaper from IntoTheHobbyverse in sale, but at the minute they are away on their holidays, so I've gone to Element Games in Stockport and picked this one up. So yeah, let's unbox it, see what the sprues are like. Okay, A1 sprue, looks to be the leg parts of the armour. I've got some stickers in there, which I hate, but I probably won't use them. We'll see how we get on with that. Looks like some colour correctional stickers. B1 sprue, that one looks to be some of the inner frame and some of the gun details. And we've got F1 and A2. F1 appears to be light grey pieces, not sure what they are. Some A2 white accents, probably for the body. B2 is some more grey bits. Again, unclear what they are, to be honest. Not doing well there. F2 is your yellow accents and pieces. PC002 is the sort of rubberized socket joints and bits and pieces for that. And then we've got C-frame, which is your black bits. D1 frame is your red accents, part of the Zeta bits. You can see them in the feet. And then we've got a little PC7, which is a load of round rubberized joints, and a E1, which is some more blue accents and blue bits. I can see that's chest armour there. We've got D2, which is more red bits and red accents, including the other foot part as well. And then we've got E2, which looks to be more blue armour accents. Instructions, they look okay. Right, fold out instructions. I've not seen these before. I've not seen these on a kit, I don't think, so far. Yeah, relatively straightforward. I'm expecting this to be a nice, easy build. I'm looking forward to it. It's a bit of a palette cleanser following all the PGU action and some of the RGs I've done. I looked at this and I really fancied giving it a go. So let's get it built. I'll give you my thoughts as we kind of go along. Okay, so chest and waist unit built. Now for a HG, really good colour separation on this, to be fair. Pretty chuffed with how that looks. Time wise, it hasn't taken long to get through that. In all honesty, probably 20 minutes, and I'm taking my time and enjoying it, which is really wicked. But yeah, happy so far. We'll move on to the head and then on to the arms. It'd be cool. Head unit made. Nice and simple build. Couple of things to watch out for. Nub marks are a bit prevalent here and then onto the sides. I've used a side cut in order to try and get around that and try and, I suppose, minimise them as much as I can, but it's quite a lot of the detail that's in here. Stickers in for the eyes, I have used them. Stickers again for the sort of vent area on the top of the head and at the rear. So I put both of them in, trimmed everything up, looks generally okay. With the, I don't know what you really call these, but that crown area that's on the helmet, I've cut the nubs or cut the thickening bits at the end of here in order to sort of, I suppose, remove a bit that doesn't really look in keeping with the model. I've seen a few people do that before. I have seen people elongate it as well, which I haven't done, but I just think it adds to the realism that it's been caught and taken to a point. That looks okay, basically, with barely any sort of work. I've just removed that to the point where it is a point on each side rather than having that thickening bit. But I think that looks cool. And that will go on here, like so. And yeah, proper looks like a Zeta Gundam. So it looks very, very cool. Yep, onto the arms then. Let's get the top part of the torso finished off. With both arms now made, we'll whack them onto the torso. And there. Yeah, pretty cool. So up next then, we've got, let's have a look. Okay, working onto the legs. What I'm going to do, knock it on the head for the night, and then I will make the legs tomorrow and we'll see where we get to with it. But yeah, so far so good. Everything sort of goes in really well, usual Bandai quality. Nub marks are, well, they're there. There are bits of them, but they're not horrendous at all, especially for the level of kit. With this being a high grade, you kind of expect that the detail isn't going to be there, but so far the detail is looking really good. Yeah, you can definitely tell it's a high grade. Obviously without that inner frame, the articulation just isn't what it is on the RGs, but you know, completely expect that. But yeah, so far so good. Legs made. I really like the detail in this. For a HG, the colour separation again is brilliant. There are some stickers that are supposed to go on, but in all honesty, I hate them, so I'm not putting them on. Colour separation in the vents, I always like this. I like it in the Mark II. I like it in this one as well. They're just detailed enough that they do look good. I'm thinking that when they get Gundam highlighted up with the pens, I think they're going to look brilliant. Spent a bit of time looking for the other part of this piece, which is piece A110. I just can't find the other version of it. It looks like I might have cut it off at another time and then put it down, so it's possibly somewhere else on my desks. I don't know where it is. I don't want to say that it wasn't in the kit, because I have moved all this kit for a couple of days when I was doing a bit of a photo shoot for one of the other videos. So yeah, don't know what I've done with that, but I think that's my fault. But we will carry on. We've got the waist to make. That bit's going to be next, and then we'll put the full torso together, and we'll start making the bit for the backpack for this one. Waist unit made. That's pretty cool, pretty easy to go together, and again, quite a lot of detail for a waist unit. We've got these little side pods that have been put on. This front area goes together pretty easily, and there's a tiny bit of detail in the back. Not masses to write home about, to be honest, but yeah, pretty happy with that. Still obviously haven't got the leg bit in place, not found that yet. So let's get the top and the bottom and throw them together. There we go. Yeah, so yeah, starting to look like a Zeta Gundam now. That's mega. Okay, we've got the backpack and some wing units, I think, to go. So I will see how we get on, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Backpack stuff made, weapons made, and this is one of the versions you can make of the actual model. These bits do go onto the back as well. There is a large beam rifle at the back, and this part, which I think effectively is part of the looks like it's part of a nose cone of when it switches into flight mode, but it also looks like it has a ability to be used as some sort of weapon. Not sure what, but it looks pretty cool. The wing units can go onto the arms, and they can add a bit of size to it. So I actually didn't think I'd like this look itself, but but it's grown on me as I've been moving some of the bits around. So I will finish this off. I'm going to do some Gundam marking. I haven't used any of the stickers. I'll talk about that when I'm completely finished. and I'll give you my thoughts on the model as it's done. Okay, so thoughts on the Lightning Z Gundam HG version 1:114 scale, 1:144 scale even. This is an incredibly detailed model for a HG. I think these have stepped on a lot since the last time I built one. I have obviously built the Barbatos, I can't even get that right again, the Barbatos HG, but this feels like another step up. This is part of a Build Fighters series, which I think are going to be newer than the Barbatos, and it just has all that sort of small scale detail, which doesn't leave it that far off an RG for me. It's really quite impressive. I take it back what I said about the articulation within the arms. Albeit the arm articulation isn't amazing, it's still got a lot of control and a lot of movement. Hands are basic, but I expected that from a HG. The weapon loadout is cool enough for me. There's kind of two main phases to this, and I'm sort of torn in between how I'm going to display it. You've got a system where on the back you can fit like the aerofoil blades that basically work as a backpack, or you can take those off and you can mount some of the weapon systems on the back in place of those and then put the wings onto the forearms. I'll try and show you a difference between the two, but both of them are really impressive. It's just the level of detail with this is absolutely mega for the price point and for the size and the quality. It's absolutely brilliant. It cost me £21.85 from Element Games over in Stockport in Manchester. I'll put down what that's going to be in equivalent in dollars. I actually think that's dearer than I could have got it from somewhere like IntoTheHobbyverse, but they've been shut for a period of time for the holidays, so I wasn't going there for that. But this has definitely left me to think about getting another one of the Build Fighters. I'm a big fan of the Zeta. Some of the models are a bit intimidating when I look at sort of the car and stuff like that, and this was trying to get me into the thoughts of trying to get into a Zeta Gundam. There's a lot of choices and a lot of good models at MG really that I am interested in, I do want to take a look at. So colour separation looks good for a HG. You do get given stickers. You do get given stickers with the kit, and these are to try and colour correct some of the issues around some of the forearm grills and bits and pieces where you can add some of the red to like the leg areas. I hate them. I genuinely think that the stickers that they use to colour correct make it look really, really tacky, and so I've left them off. And I'll be honest, I think it looks okay without it. I have marked it up with Gundam marker. I have trimmed the top of the helmet where you've got the big V on the forehead. I've trimmed that down because it looked pretty naff with the ends of them sort of flayed out. So I've seen a couple of people do that before and just customize it. I was quite happy to do that. It's quite easy to do. You should not be intimidated by doing that, but it does just finish off a model that little bit more. It just gives it some of that sharpness and makes it look more like a scaled down MG. So weapons and accessories are kind of minimal with this, but what you have got in the Zeta Gundam is the ability to transform this as well. You do get a beam rifle. You do get some other type of beam rifle system, which also forms like a nose cone if you put it and transform it into the flight version. But again, I think given the price of the model and the other bits of details within it, I'm more than happy with what I'm getting in relation to weaponry. Nub marks are hidden quite well on this. Again, with the grade of kit, I'm really impressed with that. Everything just seems to have been thought about really well. Runners are of excellent quality. Plastic feels okay. I've got no negatives really with the quality of what I'm getting. Poseability then, I think this is really good for posing. The only thing I would hold back on is I don't feel like you can do an awful lot with the arms, especially when you've got the wing mounts on the arms. I can't see it holding up to being stuck in some really weird poses. like with the arms straight out for a period of time. I can see it moving down and sagging, but I'm not disappointed with the pose I can get from it. Again, you know, as a bit of a disclaimer, I'm not the best Gundam poser in the world. I've always admitted that. I'm trying to get better with it, but for me, I found a couple of different poses with this which I'll be really happy with it on the shelf. And general articulation, arms, elbows, hands, knees, etc. are brilliant. This would be one of those models that really benefits from a stand. I've got some cool standing poses, but I reckon on a stand you'd be able to actually get something really cool from this. But you are limited by the way that you need the footprint to work in order to not allow the figure to fall backwards. It is quite back heavy because of the way that's distributed towards the back. So just bear that in mind. It'd be really, really cool on one of those action stands. I need to get some of them, to be fair. It might be a bit of a next purchase next time I go to one of the hobby stores. The only issue is I still cannot find that little bit on the thigh where I must have snipped it off and I've put it down somewhere, and it might be in with various other kits. Again, that doesn't detract from it, and you know, me being clumsy and being an idiot shouldn't deter you from getting this. It's a proper solid recommendation from me. As a Zeta model, I really, really like it. It's got all the little bits in it that just make it a Zeta. It doesn't feel like a compromise. Some of the bits where you've got vents at the bottom of the legs are really detailed, and you've just got this general level of detail throughout the model, which just makes it really, really good. I think it's probably the best HG that I've built. It obviously doesn't stand up to the RGs, but it's not a million miles off. Definitely interested in another one of the build fighters, and definitely interested in more Zeta Gundam. I enjoyed the whole process, didn't take too long, took about 5 hours. Value for money wise, I think it's a no-brainer. This is definitely a good model for the amount that it cost. And yeah, give me your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Is there any other ones that you'd recommend to me that I'd have a look at? I'm more than happy to take some recommendations for some HGs. There are so many out there that it does make it really difficult for me to make the decision on my own. So I gave this build fighter a go because it piqued my interest when I was in the hobby shop. If you've got this far then in the video, drop me a like. If this has been helpful to you, please do leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the video. Let me know what you think of this model, if you've built it before, if you've got any other recommendations. And yeah, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. The channel is really dedicated to all things model. I do all kinds of bits and pieces of models, including third-party models, Gundam models. I've got some bits and pieces of Lego on there. And I am looking at the Fast and the Furious build 1.8 die-cast car. So until next time, guys, I would just say, look after yourselves, try and get some modelling done, and take care.